Alright, so Taz. Most Necalli players like to V-skill at this range, about half screen. But you're probably aware that if the opponent jumps at you at this range, that even around here, like if they jump and you miss a V-skill, they're gonna get a punish. So you know, okay, if I think they're gonna jump, don't V-skill. So Taz, why not ever V-skill here at hard kick range? If they could jump to beat it anyway, what's the difference between doing a V-skill here and doing a V-skill here? Not much of a difference. So then why, Mr. Taz, do I always see Necallis back up to 3/4 screen before they V-skill? Taz, I want to tell you something. If I throw rock over and over and over and over again, you should probably pick paper, right? Now that's where it starts, but Taz, I'm gonna ask you a couple of quick questions, and they all point towards a similar conclusion. If someone knocks you down, how often do you say, choose to block for 3, 4, 5 seconds and choose to press no buttons, and say, ahead of time, I'm absolutely not going to press any buttons, and if they throw me, then I'll take that? How often do you do that? How often do you say, I'm noticing that they're avoiding my standing hard kick, and so I'm going to counter poke with the right normal, specifically to get around that normal that they're using? How often do you say, notice that your opponent is actually going for the DPs because the hard rebellion is plus on block but isn't a string, and you notice that they DP, and how often do you switch to light? You never do it. So Taz, here's my point. Your answers to those questions are, I never do that. I stick to what I do. So Taz, are you telling me that if I played like this, you would keep doing the same things? That's what it sounds like to me. Taz, you have a problem that most players on your level have. And let me reiterate to you. You're probably going to make platinum, and you're probably going to do very well to a point. To a point, you're going to do very well. But Taz, if I do this, if I'm doing this with Ryu, there's one answer, and I'm checking to see if you know it, and I'm also checking to see if you give a shit. I'm also checking if I'm doing this. I'm trying to see if you're playing the game with me, or if you're just doing what you normally do. I don't care that it's unsafe. I don't give a shit. I'm playing against Mr. Taz. I'm not playing Ryu versus Necalli. I'm gonna see what Mr. Taz wants to do. See what I'm saying? If you look back at the, 8, 9 games we just played, I want you to ask yourself, I think Juicebox is going to do this. I know that's minus on block, I'm gonna punish that. I think Juicebox might throw a Hadouken, I'm gonna buffer a super. I think Juicebox might be baiting me by standing here, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna jump backwards and avoid all that shit. Like Taz, you're a good player for where you are right now, but you are not going to get any better by playing. You're beyond that. If you play 10,000 more ranked matches and make hero rank, you'll be the same. You have to stop playing ranked, you have to start playing lounges against players that are on or above your level, and you have to start learning how to adjust to them. You are beyond the level of practically everyone you're going to come across on ranked except named players. You have everything you need to get a game or two off a PR Balrog. You have everything you need to get a couple of rounds against Justin Wong. You have all that. But what you don't have is the patience or the adaptation skills. That's why I would wake up with a taunt. That's why I would wake up with crouching hard kick. I'm trying to see if you're noticing. But it shouldn't take me doing something 15 times or 10 times before you start to care. Okay? Now, there is something to be said for if my opponent can't beat this and can't deal with it, I'm going to keep doing it. There is something to be said about that. But Taz, what I will say is that if you were to switch characters right now, this playstyle would probably not be anywhere near as effective. I'm choosing my words carefully there, but in a nutshell, I won't say Nikali is top tier, but I'll say that he has every option. He has a very fast dash. He has probably one of the better standing jab anti-airs in the game. He has a DP that works without meter. He's got a close range command grab. He's got a super that confirms off of everything. Now it's cool if you want to play this character, but I think you would have learned Street Fighter a little better if you played a character with a couple of more weaknesses, or a few less tools specifically. Something that might help you, Taz, you don't have to do this, but I recommend this, is I recommend you play a character that is limited. When you play a character that is limited, you are basically forced to do anti-air and footsies and good spacing to beat particular things. You don't have to play good spacing and good footsies to beat Ryu's hard punch mash, to beat Ryu's Hadoukens, to beat his crouching hard kick. You can play the entire matchup at this range. You can play the entire matchup at this range. This range right here, outside of the range of my normals. Now granted, it's risky if you want a V-skill there, but it's risky if Ryu wants the Hadouken. You're both facing the same risk if you actually try to fight at this range. The difference is, at this range you can react to a Hadouken with the charge move, which is what gives that matchup a slight edge in your favor, especially when you're in V-trigger, you walk backwards fast enough that Ryu can't just aggress. Okay? And at this range, if Ryu tries to move forward in any amount, hard kick will work well, crouching medium kick will also work well. You already know what Nikali's counter pokes are, you're a good player. But I don't think you ever walked up to this range and hit a button because you said, I think Juice is going to dash forward or walk forward in this instant. I'm going to do this and see if it catches. I think what you did is, I'm Nikali, these are my good buttons, this is my good range. I'm going to press them now. Now those two thoughts look the same, they look the same on a match video, but the difference is I can tell when you're doing one or the other. And I can tell when that's going on, that's why I'm taunting you, and that's why I'm mashing crouching hard kick, and I'm, you know, etc., etc. I would suggest for you, Mr. Taz, to learn how to play Zangief. If you can become a good Zangief, you'll probably be a much better Nikali. I say that just because in about half the matchups in the game, Zangief just has to walk and poke and beat what his opponent is doing. Now, you can fall into a similar pitfall with Zangief. You can just start getting to this range and mashing low jab because it's a good counter poke. You can fall into that pitfall of standing light kick into 360 kick. You can get into those pitfalls that will work in ranked up to platinum. There are similar pitfalls for each character, but the ones for Nikali are kinda deep. The ones for Nikali can completely dominate your thoughts and your playstyle, which is why I'm going to, probably from this point forward, tell beginners to avoid Nikali and say, you know, other characters are better. But nonetheless, I'll reiterate again, you are a very good player for where you are, but you are not going to improve at all anymore by playing ranked. Ranked is useless to you now. If you want to improve, you have to start playing sets against good players, and you have to start taking a magnifying glass to your losses and saying, I got hit there. Was I predicting it? Was I looking for it? Did I make a read and guess wrong? If you made a read and guess wrong, that's fine, but if you're just doing what you normally do, you're going to notice that you lose to similar things over and over and over again, and the problem lies in yourself and your inability to switch up the way you play. Taz, do you win the tournaments in your local scene? No? Okay, good. You know those people you lose to? Keep playing them over and over, and realize that the reason you're probably losing to them is because of matchup misinformation, or because you're doing something repetitively that you're not aware you're doing repetitively that they're taking advantage of. It's probably one of those two things. If it's matchup knowledge, you can fix that. You can fix it now. If that's not the issue, then the issue is internal. And the more you watch your match videos, the more you should notice, hey, every time I press hard kick, he counter pokes it. Why is it he's always at the right range? Maybe I should dash more. You know what? I like to do low jab, low forward. Why is it that this guy always uppercuts that? Oh, wait, it's because I always hit low forward after jab. That's the issue. See what I'm saying? Morty, I'm a bit busy with work, and I'm actually going to be working Saturdays for the next few weeks. But, it's possible we can play sometime if you hit me up. But yeah, Taz, stick to sets, avoid ranked, play the people that can beat you, and find your autopilot, because it exists. It exists. Chief among them, low forward after low jab, low and stand jabs on wake up. Fucking the high Tani. I'm just gonna call that the high Tani. It's silly. Really, any character can do it. It's just I see it more with Nikali's, and I don't know why. It might just be a placebo effect. It might not be a Nikali thing, but it's also a thing where just most people online haven't practiced their meaty setups, and it's kind of silly. Morty, right now all I'm planning on is Evo. Just for now. But depending on how scheduling works out, I might be able to work 410s. If I can work 410s, then things might change up a bit and I'll be able to go to more tournaments. But yeah, Taz, all the work you've done up to now to get to your skill level, that's the first part. You've reached a skill level, say, 7 or 8 out of 10. Those last couple of points will take you forever. Or they will take lots and lots and lots of concerted effort. This is the hard part now. This is the part where you have to redouble your efforts and really, really look at why you win and why you lose. Nonetheless, that's about it. Who's next?